I'm Caleb, and this is 'Cause It's News. Welcome back to 'Cause It's News, the show where we bring you all the news from the previous week. This week, I have Courtney with me.
Hello, everyone.
Alright, guys. We're just gonna play it straight. We recorded for like 40 minutes after like messing with the mics for like an hour, 2 hours. And it didn't work, and we lost everything. So if we sound a little less than enthused, we're sorry. We're trying our best.
Or if it all sounds rehearsed.
That too. Alright, so this is coming out on Monday, the day after Comic-Con has ended, but we are not going to be talking about anything from Comic-Con here. All that is going to be on our regular episode, number 32, coming out this Friday. So if that's what you're looking for, just head on over there when that's out, and you will find all the juicy tidbits from Comic-Con. First up, Courtney, we got a Doctor Who Season 11 trailer.
Yes, we did.
This has Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor. This is the first season that she's going to be taking the reins of.
That's right, our first female Doctor.
How do you feel?
I'm pretty excited. In the beginning, I was a little nervous when they announced Jodie. I've seen her in some stuff, but since seeing the trailer, I'm very excited. She looks like she's going to be kicking some butt this season.
Yeah, so she's going to have 3 companions with her.
That's right.
Which we kind of haven't gotten 3 solid companions in quite a while.
Yeah, companions come in and out. It just depends on who's in charge.
So, we're excited to see that. Next up, there was a Uncharted fan film that was released, but this one starred Nathan Fillion.
That's right, Nathan Fillion. He did an amazing job playing Nathan Drake in the Uncharted fan film.
You said Nathan Drake, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not his first name. Wait a minute, yeah, it is his first name. No wonder people want him for that role.
Yeah, he's perfect. Not only does he look like him, but they share the same name. Yeah,
so I thought this fan film was really impressive. It does have Nathan Fillion. It's also got Stephen Lang, who was in Avatar. He's a really big actor as well. He plays Sully. It was produced really well. It looked really nice. There were some things that looked, like a fan film, right, obviously. But I thought for what it was really good. Would you watch a full-length movie?
Oh, yeah. I love the Uncharted video game series. I don't really play, but I do enjoy watching you play the video games. So, sorry, losing train of thought. But I think Nathan Fillion did a really great job, so I think watching him in a full-length movie would be amazing. I hope that they could put something together to make that happen.
Yeah, they're actually doing a prequel Uncharted movie with Tom Holland.
Yes, actually I do, because you told me earlier.
Wait, what?
Da-da-da.
Okay. Next up, we've got a ton of DC news. We're going to start things off with Aquaman. We have seen a trailer at this point, but the thing that came out before that was our first look at Ocean Master and Black Manta, 2 separate characters that both wore helmets, and those helmets look exactly like they do in the comics for the movie.
That's right. DC's trying to take back their roots and looking just like their comics, except for Aquaman. He doesn't look anything like his comic person.
Well, actually, he will be getting his gold and green outfit in this movie.
Ooh.
Just maybe not the blonde hair.
Yeah, I can't imagine Jason Momoa with blonde hair.
Did you just call him Jason Mimosa?
What is his name?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa. Well, I'm sure that there are a lot of women who imagine him as a drink.
Okay, anyway.
No.
We also got some news about the Birds of Prey movie that we've been hearing about for the past little while. This is going to... Well, this was reported by The Wrap, specifically the team members that are going to be on this team. And it's going to be made up of Black Canary, the Huntress, Cassandra Cain, Harley Quinn, and Renee Montoya. Now, Courtney, you're going to say, wait, is Harley Quinn normally on the team? And I'm going to say, no, Courtney.
You know why, guys? She's not a bird. And she's not a hero.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know Cassandra Cain, and I don't know Renee Montoya. I'm sure some esteemed DC people will know. I'm sure Chris from CNC Power Hour would know. He's a big DC fan.
No worries. He'll be here on the next episode.
That's right. Friday, episode 32.
He gets the lovely job of talking about the Comic-Con news.
That's right, Corny. Plug it. Alright, so the villain for this movie was originally going to be Penguin. That appears to no longer be the case. It's going to be some other Batman villain, because Batman's the only guy that has villains, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so we don't know who that is yet, but we'll find out. And this is being directed by Kathy Yan. I don't know her either, so. We got more news about the Joaquin Phoenix Joker origin movie.
Joaquin.
What did I say?
Joaquin?
Joaquin?
Not like Steve.
Joaquin.
I don't know.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I don't know.
Joaquin. Anyway, this movie is releasing October 4th of next year, 2019. So this thing is actually happening.
That's right, and we're going to get a very quick turnaround. And you're about to tell me how it's got an extremely low budget.
That's right, only $55 million. $55 million!
Dun,
Get
dun,
down to the shop
dun.
today! It was like a car commercial. You're like...
I got you. I got you.
Anyway, they also unveiled the official title for the movie, which is simply Joker.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we both are okay with that. And production starts in September. Next, we got our first look at Titans before that trailer came out. You want to talk about the trailer? I'm not going to let you.
I still want to talk about the trailer.
We're just going to talk about how the characters look, our first impressions, because that was the first thing that we got to see. Basically, character posters that were put up in a window of all these characters. So
That's right.
I think they mostly look okay. I think Robin looks fine. I think he looks a bit young outside of his costume. Beast Boy looks good, although I wish he was green all the time. Yeah, because he doesn't appear to be that way. Raven looks okay. I wish she was a bit paler. Maybe her hair wasn't purple streaks, but actual purple. I'd be down for that.
Okay.
And Starfire, I don't know. I don't know.
Neither of us care for her very much as far as looks. I don't remember actually seeing Beast Boy even in the trailer, so clearly I missed him somehow. I don't know how.
I think he was only in like one or two shots in the trailer.
Okay.
But he was green.
Okay. And then, because the trailer heavily, which I'm not supposed to be talking about, mainly has Robin and Raven from what I remember.
They appear to be the focus. But Courtney, we're not going to talk about that.
But I want to.
But we're not going to talk about that.
That's fine.
You're stealing Chris's thunder.
Thunder.
Oh my. Anyway, Batwoman is getting her own TV show.
That's right. Not Batgirl. Batwoman.
Batwoman. Different character from Batgirl. Just so we're clear. Coming out next year. Now, it's been rumored that she's going to debut on the Arrowverse for quite a while. That is now confirmed. It's going to be on December's crossover. Apparently, that's not going to include the Legends of Tomorrow this time. They were off eating too much cheese.
Cheese?
Because it's cheesy.
That was cheesy.
Thank you. This Batwoman is going to be the Kate Kane incarnation, and it is going to be set in Gotham, so I'm a little curious if they're going to tie in Batman into this universe, or just act like he never existed.
He exists. He's just going to be too busy for them.
So this is pretty much going to follow Kate, let's see, social justice, flair, speaking her mind, criminal, all that good stuff that they normally do. Sam Witwer, who was in Smallville, he played Doomsday, he is coming to Supergirl Season 4, following Erica Durance and some other person I can't remember. He's going to be playing Agent Liberty, who in the show is going to be the founder and figurehead of the Children of Liberty, a hate group that supports Human First World Order. Now, the first time I read this, I thought human first. Like, humans before animals?
No, honey.
And then I realized...
Humans before special people. Yeah, metahumans.
Metahumans.
Whatever they're referred to as in this universe.
Yeah. So,
That's okay.
Yeah, I know. I like Sam Witwer. He was in this. He did the voice of Starkiller in the Star Wars Force Awakens games. Not Force Awakens. Force Unleashed. Wrong title.
I'll take your word for it.
He's a good guy. I like him. Stargirl is getting her own TV show as well. This one is coming to the DC streaming platform.
Wow.
That was really loud, Courtney. You're gonna blow out our listeners' ears.
Sorry.
It's going to be written by Jeff Johns, who is the original creator of her. Interesting, actually, she was based on his sister who died.
Aw,
yeah.
What a nice tribute.
So that's kind of cool that he made her and is now getting to work on a TV show version of her. It's going to come out next year, 2019, on that streaming platform with 13 episodes. It will also feature the Justice Society of America.
That's right.
That's the only thing about this news that makes me any bit excited.
Are they the ones with the rings?
No, that's the...
Oh.
What's it called? Legion of Superheroes?
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking it was earlier.
No, the Justice Society are the ones that sit around the round table.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yep. So it'll be interesting which version of the Justice Society we get. I'm not huge on DC. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear that thunder. That sounded terrible. Anyway, alright, moving on. Rugrats are back!
Boo!
Yes! No, Rugrats are good. It originally debuted in 1991, and it is now getting... Did you want to say something?
No.
It is now getting a 26-episode series. No, Courtney, I feel like this is really funny. We should mess up the first one every single time, so we have to do it again.
So good the second!
Oh, goodness. It's getting a 26-episode series... animated, of course. However, it is getting a live-action movie with CGI baby talking characters, which sounds absolutely awful.
That's right. We're not excited at all.
Nope.
We're fine with the reboot, but the movie,
Yeah, that
but
time's
no
over.
worries, because they're going to have the same people working on it.
That's right, the original creators. Arlene Klasky, Gabor Supo. I butchered that like I did last time.
Yes, you did.
Paul Germain. Are all executive producers on both projects, and they were the original creators of that original show. Robin Hood. There's been a lot of Robin Hood movies lately, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I feel like we get like a new one every 2 or 3 years.
We probably do.
Yeah. Man, I can't even talk, and I've practiced this. Goodness.
Moving forward.
We got a new trailer for a new Robin Hood movie. I completely ignored this when I saw it. I didn't even really look at it. And then I realized, wait a minute, this has some really awesome people in it. Who are they?
Oh, now I'm going to butcher names. Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx as?
Little John. Taron Egerton.
That's what you said, right?
That's right. That's exactly what I said.
He's playing Robin Hood?
He's playing Robin Hood, and then that guy from the new Star Wars movies, he is playing, the Sheriff of Nottingham. But you're going to give me the name.
The guy from the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah. Isn't he in the new Star Wars movies?
I don't know what you're talking about, Courtney. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, no, I know he is.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Ben Mendelsohn from Rogue One. Excuse you.
Sorry.
This movie we talked about is kind of pseudo-historically accurate. Parts of it feel modern, parts of it don't.
Yeah, it's the trailer gives a very weird vibe, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, kind of like A Knight's Tale, but less funny all the time.
Yeah, it definitely seems more serious, but it has like pieces of modern elements to it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You'll just have to listen to our first recording, but you can't.
But you can't, because it's really terrible. You would not want to listen to that. Mark Millar, Courtney, who's this guy? You don't know, you don't remember. She doesn't listen to me, guys.
It's okay, I didn't know who he was the first time.
Mark Millar is the guy who wrote comics such as Wanted and Kingsman.
That's right. I remember it now.
They made movies out of those. People like those movies. He made a deal with Netflix about a year ago to bring some of his original work to their platform. And they announced what some of those are going to be. No release dates, though.
He's getting shows and movies.
That's right. He's getting 2 shows.
2.
Jupiter's Legacy follows a millennial hero, not just a regular one, that'd be boring, living in the shadow of his hero elders, or their hero elders, words are hard. And we're also getting one called American Jesus, which is a 12-year-old who realizes he's been reincarnated as Jesus Christ. 3 movies as well. Empress, about a queen on the run through space. Huck, which is about what?
Just a superhero who's good.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And Sharky the Bounty Hunter, which is...
About a shark who's a bounty hunter.
Well, okay. Yeah, that works. We'll go with that.
Isn't that what you said earlier?
It's about a guy named Sharky who's the bounty hunter.
I'm sorry. It's not a shark that lives in the ocean.
Although a shark bounty hunter would be way more interesting.
I agree.
Man, we're so full of energy.
Woo!
Solo, a Star Wars story, is coming out on Blu-ray, DVD, and on-demand September 25th.
And it has bonus features.
It has lots of bonus features, and it's coming out digitally before that, September 14th. All kinds of bonus. It's got featurettes.
Pretty much if you enjoyed the movie, go buy it.
It's got featurettes. It's got deleted scenes. It's got some other stuff.
And we're moving on.
Moving on. Overwatch Hero, the new one that came out, that Zach and I talked about a couple weeks ago. Wrecking Ball. That he's been on the beta server. Does
it look like a hamster? Did I imagine that?
No, it's a hamster.
Great.
It's a hamster and a giant wrecking ball.
Now you can play it. Play him. Play using him.
Yes. He is going live in the game tomorrow, from when this comes out, Tuesday, July 24th. He's the 28th hero, so you will probably be able to play as him if you're not listening to this the first day it comes out.
That's right.
Spider-Man Far From Home. The sequel that could have had a better name.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about it. Do you not like the name?
I don't really care for it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I feel like they're trying too hard to stick to the
home.
The home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, new casting for that movie. Some guy named Numana Carr. Don't know who he is, but... He's playing a character named Dimitri. Probably, maybe... I don't know. I mean, that's what they told us, but they could be lying to us, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they could be. They're probably not.
But Dimitri in the comic world could be many people, but most notably, Chemeleon. Not just a chameleon, like an animal, but like the chameleon.
I don't know. I think an animal would be pretty cool. It could change colors.
Well, we already did that. We had the lizard.
Yeah, I guess it's true, but the lizard doesn't change colors.
No,
like
I was talking about the animal part. You kept talking.
Okay.
Anyway, the Chemeleon would be an interesting villain, I think. He's basically a master of disguise. He used to just wear masks, and now he can shapeshift. That's very convenient.
Yes, it is. We'll see what happens.
All right. In some news that's pretty big that we have not been reporting on, Fox has been trying to sell off, like, everything except for their news division. Disney's been trying to buy it, but Comcast was like, no, you're not. I'm gonna buy it.
Boo, Comcast.
So, we haven't been reporting on this because it just keeps going back and forth, and I was like, But
now, there has been a decision made.
There has been. Comcast has officially dropped out. Thank goodness.
Nobody wanted Comcast to be in charge of these amazing Marvel properties that Fox owns.
That's right. So, Disney is getting back, for sure, the X-Men. Fantastic Four is a maybe. That their rights are more complicated because they're actually owned by a different studio.
But have no fear, fans. Disney will take over everything.
So this pretty much means that they're coming to Disney because the Department of Justice already approved it back in June. So, yeah. All right. Wow, that was fast. Woo-hoo. 19 minutes in. All right, guys. Now we're going to get a bit more serious for a little bit. We are going to be talking about some things that are a bit sensitive, not appropriate for children. So if you do have children listening, you probably want to go ahead and shut this off and come back to it later. We will be reading out some quotes from James Gunn, if you've heard what's going on there. Again, it does have some sensitive material, and also definitely not for children. You have been warned. Also, this is a developing story, so anything we say could be different by the time you hear this. Courtney, James Gunn's been fired from Marvel.
Yes, he has.
Courtney, Disney fired James Gunn from Marvel.
Yes, as we discussed earlier, Disney is the big boss.
Alright, so basically what happened is, James Gunn is known for sending out very political tweets. His mind is very open. He lets people know what he thinks, which is not necessarily a bad thing. However, he made some people angry when he kept sending out tweets about Trump that were disparaging or against him or whatever. And so some guy named Mike Cernovich didn't like it, and he basically got all of his followers to try to knock GUNN down a couple pegs. And what this resulted in was them going back and finding a bunch of old tweets that he had written and spamming Disney and Marvel's accounts with pictures of these tweets.
Yes. So in other words, he succeeded.
Yeah. So these tweets are pretty bad, covering a range of topics including rape and pedophilia. For example, if you go to any article, you will probably find two specific tweets that most articles keep saying. I will read them now. Again, please be warned, these are of very sensitive nature. The first one is, quote, "I like when little boys touch me in my silly place." The second one is, quote, "The best thing about being raped is when you're done being raped, and it's like, woo, this feels great, not being raped." Now, Courtney, as we discussed earlier, these are just absolutely terrible.
Yes.
I think that's an understatement. I don't think words can actually put into meaning
how offensive and just wrong
and insensitive and
yes,
and all kinds of things about these tweets. So Disney did come out with an official statement and fired him, and that official statement reads, quote, "The offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James's Twitter feed are indefensible and inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him." So they fired him, is what that means. James Gunn, I think before that, actually had some tweets talking about it. I will now read them. They say, "Many people who have followed my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. I have discussed publicly many times as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. It's not to say I'm better, but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make and seems obvious, but still, here I am making it. Anyway, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and feel like a more full human being and creator today. Love you to you all." Afterwards, of course, Disney released their statement, to which Gunn released his own official statement, I believe after shutting down his Twitter, which it is now shut down. And his official statement reads, "My words of nearly a decade ago were, at the time, totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. I have regretted them for many years since. Not just because they were stupid, not at all funny, wildly insensitive, and certainly not provocative like I had hoped, but also because they don't reflect the person I am today or have been for some time. Regardless of how much time has passed, I understand and accept the business decisions taken today. Even these many years later, I take full responsibility for the way I conducted myself then. All I can do now, beyond offering my sincere and heartfelt regret, is to be the best human I can be. Accepting, understanding, committed to equality, and far more thoughtful about my public statements and my obligations to our public discourse. To everyone inside my industry and beyond, I again offer my deepest apologies. Love to all." Now, Courtney, there's a lot of quotes.
Yes.
Dave Bautista came out after this defending James Gunn, saying, quote, "I will have more to say, but for right now, all I will say is this. James Gunn is one of the most loving, caring, good-natured people I have ever met. He's gentle and kind and cares deeply for people and animals. He's made mistakes, we all have. I'm not okay with what's happening to him." So that's a lot of information.
Yeah, and pretty much to sum up, I guess the whole situation is that it is very upsetting for this to have happened for James and for, I guess,
the other guy, the guy that started it.
No, I don't know where I'm going. No. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. We've covered this, and it's a pretty tough topic to talk about.
Yes, pretty much it's heartbreaking that all of this is happening. Even though it was almost 10 years ago that these tweets were put out, they were very offensive, and I can understand Disney's reasons for wanting to cut ties with that, because they do have obviously an image that they're trying to represent, being a family-friendly environment and everything. And it's probably obvious to most that James Gunn has changed from what he was 10 years ago. I mean, most people do change over their lifetime. But with today's world, you make someone angry, they'll do whatever they can to get rid of you. Yep. And anything you put out, whether on the internet or somewhere else, it's fair game.
Yeah, so there's pretty much two camps to this. The people that think he was rightfully fired, and the people that think, he's changed and that was 10 years ago. And also, apparently, Disney/Marvel already knew about these, and he sort of kind of apologized for them back in 2012. That was specifically about his blog, but similar remarks. And so I think I'm in more of the camp that I wish Disney would have handled it differently, even if it ultimately resulted in him still being fired. It's pretty clear that they got all these tweets and they immediately fired him instead of calling him in, talking to him about it. Maybe they could have worked out a deal. I'm not defending these tweets. They are absolutely terrible. But I feel that as an adult, as a company, you'd want to do the adult thing, right? The adult thing, I feel in this situation, is at least to call them in and get their side of it, regardless of if that changes the outcome. I don't think that happened. Maybe it did, but it doesn't appear to be the case, especially since he was supposed to go on the stage at Comic-Con, I believe the same day, for a different thing that he had been working on.
That's right.
So I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm frustrated with both parties. I do think he's changed, personally. I've seen many interviews, and he seems like the most caring, loving person you could ever find. Obviously, appearances aren't everything, but still. And not only has Dave Bautista come out and defended him, but of course his brother, Sean Gunn, has come out and said, we're not the same people that we used to be. We're different. He said specifically, making Guardians made both of them better people, which was, I thought, a very interesting sentiment, which is probably true. I know James fights for equality in a lot of different ways now. I've seen that a lot. So it almost, to me, feels like an overreaction, but at the same time, it also feels like an equal reaction. I will say that those two tweets I read out, I did some research, and I couldn't find all the tweets, but I found some pictures of a lot more. And those two are, like, the worst out of all of them, right? They are all very insensitive and not okay to put out.
Yes.
Well, actually, I won't say all of them are not okay to put out. Some of them are just like, well, that's in a little poor taste, but nothing worse than you would find on maybe like a 13-year-old's Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Like, they're not all to that extent, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
And when you take it in consideration with all that, it's pretty clear to me, at least, that these were meant as jokes or jests or to get responses out of people. However, again, I'm not saying it's okay to do it, but
wrong way to do it.
Wrong way to do it. I just don't know if it warranted this direction of how everything happened, is all I'm trying to say.
You're going to talk about the petition?
Oh, yeah. There is a petition now to rehire James Gunn. People are very upset that he is fired, which is kind of the opposite effect of what Disney was probably trying to do. This went out Friday or Saturday, and I checked it yesterday, Saturday, and it had about 48,000. I checked it again today, and it was up to about 100,000. And I checked it like an hour later, and it was up to like 109,000. So this is getting a ton of signatures. I don't think that it's going to get him rehired.
No, it probably won't, but...
No. The person that made it knows that too. Like, it's in the description. He's like, I don't think this is going to get him rehired, but I want them to see the support that he still has.
Yeah, for his fans.
That's that, I guess. This is interesting for Marvel because he was supposed to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
And carry us into the next leg of Marvel movies.
Yep.
Phase
4.
Phase 4, sorry.
Yep.
I was forgetting that word. Phase 4.
Yep. He was supposed to deal with all that, guide it, kind of, I think, help write the scripts. He had just finished, like, the first draft of Guardians 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pretty big blow for Marvel. I do think it's a little telling that it came from Disney. As you mentioned, Courtney, they're the higher-ups.
They're the big boss.
And not Marvel. But I still feel that, you know, if Marvel wanted him gone, they would have put out the statement. Instead, Disney did it. I'm very curious what happened on the day, if Marvel even knew before it happened.
Well, I mean, maybe Marvel did know, and maybe it's better to have Disney be the bad guy than Marvel be the bad guy.
That's true. It is the first time that Disney's been in this Marvel's been in this position where they have lost a director that they
didn't have them leave on purpose.
Right. Like, they've had ones leave before. Edgar Wright left Ant-Man, but that was over creative differences.
A lot of creative differences.
Yeah, they've had actors leave as well, but someone has never walked out on them. Well, not walked out. He didn't walk out, but someone has never been removed from the situation like he has before.
Right.
And so it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. I'm curious if the actors will rally around Gunn and refuse to come back. Of course, they're under contract, but there's a lot of things you can do under contract. So, any more thoughts on this, Courtney?
No.
I will just say it's very sad to see these events unfolding, whatever you think of them. And personally, I will miss James Gunn's humor in the MCU. But that about wraps it up for today. Courtney, thank you for joining me for the second time today.
That's right, and you're very welcome.
We do want to say thank you to Taylor Poole for our wonderful, wonderful opening.
Yes, Taylor, thank you so much.
And also, please check out our regular episode coming out this Friday. It will cover all things Comic-Con. The trailer that Courtney wanted to talk about.
That's right.
The other trailers that Courtney didn't want to talk about. The other pictures that came out that Courtney doesn't know about. All the stuff.
Oh, I mean, we can talk.
I'm being purposely vague because all those things come out of every Comic-Con. So anyway, Chris from the CNC Power Hour will be on that show.
Our good friend Chris.
Sometimes called BlizzCon.
Sometimes called Gonzalez.
Not to be confused with the actual BlizzCon event. That is a real thing. No, it's BlizzCon. It's for Blizzard. To stop playing with my pocket. What are you doing? There's a button. Oh, goodness. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Courtney, again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And as always,
stay nerdy!
And now, a moment of silence for our lost recording. It didn't sound silent to me.
I tried my best.